Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Trason Reel here in the RGC on a cold night because I'm getting ready to watch an awesome game between the La Grulla Gators and the La Feria. And the La Feria Lions.
And look, this is still a very active scene. You can see the Brownsville PD officers are still here. The crime tape is still up. Right now, they're not letting anybody pass this crime tape, but let's give you a view. You can see they are working on this scene right now. Look at that white vehicle. Right now, we do not know what role that white vehicle plays in what happened here, but you can see there are several yellow evidence markers on and around that vehicle. We reached out to Brownsville PD, and right now they aren't giving any official word. We're still waiting on that word. So we walked up and down the neighborhood speaking to residents, and we spoke to several residents who say they heard some gunshots and then a vehicle speeding away from the scene. Underneath this storm grate here at the intersection of Highway 83 and Zaragoza Avenue is where Roma PD says the two men in the country illegally were found. Now, that's just steps away from this manhole where authorities say they eventually had to pull the two men out. It was raining just moments ago. Right now, luckily, it just let up. But I want to show you guys something. I want to show you how deep the water is here. At this point, it's already at approximately 8 to 10 inches here, and this isn't even the deepest section of the flooding here. We are still here live in Harlingen at 810 North A Street, and look, the fire hoses are still out because the Harlingen Fire Department is still here. They just finished putting out a blaze in that two-story home that you see behind me. Now, we're learning that an 84-year-old man who was in the home had to be rescued by two of his neighbors.
These folks told me they think they know who's going to win the game. Who was that, guys? Woo! This guy's on the phone. He's telling his friends at home who's going to win the game. That's what he's doing. Come down to RGC, use our geofilters. We'll see you here.
Bragg is live here in the studio to explain. Trason.
We took a look at the numbers. In 5 of the Valley's largest cities, there were 1,775 vehicles stolen last year alone. Experts say we're on track to see more thefts in 2018.
Bragg joins us in the studio to explain.
Mission police say the driver hit a pedestrian. The person hit was able to walk away after the accident, but that driver fled the scene and is now wanted by police. Fighting crime along the U.S.-Mexico border is unique. That's true for Hidalgo County Precinct 3 Constable Larry Gallardo Jr. His department is tasked with serving warrants and fighting local crime. Unlike most precincts, Gallardo's jurisdiction sits on approximately 21 miles of international border.
We have numbers every day or every other day, anywhere from a few to 20 to 30.
He's referring to the number of people in the country illegally his department apprehends. Working as a team with Border Patrol is a must. Sergeant Dan Broyles says in the field he's witnessed just about every smuggling tactic in the book.
They'll use it till they burn it out. They'll find something new. They'll burn that out and they'll continue. And then at the very end, they'll start back over.
Broyles says using cloned vehicles in smuggling attempts is one of those retro tactics that are now re-emerging. Yesterday at the Falfurrias checkpoint, Border Patrol agents discovered the unexpected.
A smuggler used EMT or EMS vehicle to try to bring 4 people through the checkpoint.
Border Patrol agent Carlos Ruiz tells us the driver and 4 Brazilian nationals were apprehended after a short chase. He says a K-9 agent alerted agents something was wrong. He adds an agent's best asset is their experience.
There is certain things that tells them what to do and what to look for.
Last week, agents discovered a man in the country illegally hiding in a tractor-trailer spare tire. Today, others were found hiding in the air dam of another tractor-trailer, and a minor was found stuffed in the duffel bag in the trunk of a vehicle.
It's very dangerous. They have nowhere to hold on or nothing. Anything that can happen, they can fall off and injure and probably cause death.
Ruiz explains they will continue to watch for evolving smuggling tactics. My photographer and I had everything set. We began recording. Seconds into the interview, chaos. The line disconnected. Hours passed as we tried reaching Darvin Hernandez in Escuintla, Guatemala. No luck. only hours of wondering what happened. No word from the survivor of Sunday's deadly eruption of Volcano Fuego. Roughly 20 hours later, a connection.
Eso se volvió una fiesta, una feria, pero feria de miedo, porque la gente estaba saliendo para las áreas alejadas de ahí. Y porque se decía que eso venía avanzando.
Hernandez explains yesterday's loss of connection was due to a second eruption. For a second time, Volcano Fuego rocked a community to its core.
Pues la verdad, se siente un temor hacia Dios, hacia la muerte. No se podía ni caminar adecuadamente por la gente que iba huyendo, y algunos gritando que necesitaban auxilio, apoyo, porque llevaban sus hijos.
Hernandez tells us many were evacuated. He wasn't one of them. He works as a security guard at a plant less than 13 miles from Fuego. He was scheduled to work. He says he needs the job to provide for his family, so risk had to be taken.
Pensé en eso, de si yo me iba, me venía para acá, perdía mi trabajo, porque los jefes lo amenazan a uno. Si te vas, perdes el trabajo, te vamos a descontar, entonces no puedes abandonar. Entonces, por la misma necesidad que uno siente, pues no puede abandonar el lugar.
Hernandez says he's lucky to be alive. Many others weren't as lucky. The number of reported dead is now at nearly 100, while 195 others are still missing. Hernandez tells us the presence of death is now undeniable in this once peaceful community.
Esas mujeres quisieron salir cuando se dio ese tronido y todo del volcán, y fue donde la lava las avanzó y quedaron medias soterradas porque a la vez se veían, pero esas personas todavía se veían que estaban ahí.
Hernandez says his family is safe, miles away from danger, but there is still one thing on his mind.
El mayor temor es que vuelva a hacer la erupción.
Hernandez tells us that fear won't keep him from providing for his family. He's scheduled to take a bus back in the direction of Fuego. He's scheduled to work in a few hours.
Literally, I have false teeth. I've had them since I was 17 years old because I knew I can get Vicodin. And I didn't care. Pull them. I have it hurts. So I would find some reason to get my teeth pulled so I would get Vicodin.
That's Mary. She's not shy about calling herself an addict. She tells us her journey with opioid addiction began at a very young age after a horrific incident.
When I was 8 years old, I got shot. And I was on painkillers all my life. Painkillers.
Mary tells us by the age of 17, she was taking 10 Vicodin at a time. Trips to the hospital for overdoses and medication poisoning were common. Mary says she left Chicago and moved to Brownsville in the year 2000. Within 2 weeks, she says she was introduced to a drug known on the street as Mexican mocos, aka black tar heroin.
Immediately, no pill's gonna take that. It's gonna work again. I haven't popped pills since.
She explains black tar heroin became more than just her new drug of choice. It became her world. Chasing that $10 high was her only concern. She says in less than a month, everything changed.
And then I hit rock bottom, quick, fast, and in a hurry, overnight. It seemed like I was in the streets hustling, doing things that I never thought I would do. A lot of it was mainly prostitution, and that's your morals. You seem to go out the window real quick.
Mary bears the scars of her addiction. Collapsed veins and needle marks run across her entire body.